Hello, you came back. Thank you, particularly if you are a voluntary or community organisation that's thinking about diversifying income streams to try and attract sustainable, fresh, unrestricted income through reaching out to people in your community, people and organisations, and giving them the opportunity to fundraise or to donate or to volunteer. You may be at the point of thinking, okay, yeah, it's a question of establishing a robust fundraising strategy, putting some good training in place for an appropriate person, or employing a capable fundraiser and then supporting them and spurring them on. I think if you really, really want to be the best that you can be, you will need to consider shifting the culture of your organisation to one that has fundraising as an integrated philosophy, which is kind of in the DNA of the organisation and permeates throughout it. All stakeholders, including staff, who are not just on board and willing, but fired up and driven from the very start and clear about the pivotal role which they can play. Now, adjusting organisational culture sounds massive. It doesn't have to be so scary. If you do good work, your staff will be proud, they will be supportive, particularly if it's in their best interest for there to be unrestricted income. It's not a drag, it's a pleasure. I did some training with about 30 staff from a charity that was metaphorically opening its doors to let people come in and get a flavour of the impact which they make, and then giving them an appealing range of options to help. That could be corporate partnership, or setting up a fundraising event, or forming voluntary fundraising committees, or considering leaving your charity a legacy in their will. The prime drivers of the training were for people to have an appreciation of the rationale for diversifying income streams and the advantages which come with it, to have proper considered input to the fundraising strategy so that everyone has ownership and from the very, very start, and to consider the range of ways in which each person could play an important role, not onerous in respect of time, but nonetheless important. The energy, the commitment, the enthusiasm, the creativity, and the wisdom was incredibly uplifting. People were into it and bought into it. So much so that I was delighted that we were told we were making too much noise. Now, I don't feel that staff should feel obligated at all or under any pressure to fundraise or to donate or to volunteer, but there are dozens of ways in which they can help make fundraising a success. Simple ways, piggybacking fundraising communications on other messages. That can be as simple as publicising a fundraising event at the footer of your emails. It can be pinpointing strong case studies that help your case for support and encourage people to donate their time or their money to you. Finding charity ambassadors, people who can and are happy to share their story to the media or in other public forums. They can help you consider, when is it really ethical and how is it appropriate and at what point to approach people who use your services. It can be as simple as passing on leads. I know some organisations that have suppliers who the charity has been giving money to for years, and the company's never given a donation back. They've never been asked. So there's a whole ream of ways in which they can play a positive role. A wise young chief executive I used to work for used to say, and I'm sure he still does, it doesn't matter what aspect of your work that we're talking about. Ultimately, it's always down to being about people. It's all about people. It does not matter if you have 2 staff or 200. If you want to be able to fundraise with confidence and have a happy, well-supported and successful fundraising coordinator, please, please, please do not forget to bring your people with you. Okay, thank you very much for tuning in. I do appreciate it, and I'll be back soon.